In this video, we will be exploring the project planning phase in project management. So let's start. Here we have the contents. First, introduction to project planning phase, key objective of project planning phase, detailed breakdown of each process, planning process, then conclusion. Here we have the introduction to project planning phase. Project planning phase is a critical phase in project management. It involves defining the strategy and approach for managing all aspects of the project to ensure successfully delivery. So, this phase directly influences the outcomes of project, ensuring that right resources, schedule and quality measures are in place and that the risks are mitigated effectively. Next, we have the key objectives of project planning phase. So, number one, we have here defined project scope, work required to meet project objectives, then scope management plan to avoid the scope creep. So, project scope means the scope of the project refers to the work required to meet the project's objectives. So it defines the deliverables and determines what is included and excluded. So developing a project scope management ensures that the project remains within its defined boundaries and avoid unnecessary changes like the scope creep. Number second, we have here the create a detailed schedule. So this schedule outlines when and how project task will be executed. So this involves creating task list, identifying dependencies, and aiming resources to ensure that the project stay on track and meet the deadlines. So you can see here outlines the execution of project task, task list, dependencies, and resource assignment. Next, we have number third, establish resource requirement. So resource management ensures that all necessary resources such as 3M, manpower, material, and machinery are identified, allocated, and managed effectively throughout the project. After that, we have risk management or risk management planning. So, identifying the potential risk and developing mitigation strategies. Identifying potential risk and developing mitigation strategies are critical to avoiding project disruption. So, a comprehensive risk management plan helps track, monitor, and manage risk. After that, we have here the set quality standards. So establishing the quality control and quality assurance process ensures that deliverables meet you can say exceed the expected quality standards. So next we have create a communication plan. So it means the outline information sharing among the stakeholder. So a well-defined communication plan outlines how project information will be shared among stakeholders, team members, and other involved parties. Next, we have the defined procurement strategies. So you can see here planning for the external vendors, suppliers, or the contractors. So the requiring external vendors, suppliers, or contractors procurement planning is essential to ensure timely and cost-effective acquisition of goods or services. Then in the last, we have set budget and financial control. So the project budget is created to define the cost of resources, material, and other activities, and to ensure financial discipline throughout the project life cycle. Next, we have the detailed breakdown for each planning process. So number one, we have here the plan scope management. So, plan scope management involves creating a scope management plan to ensure that the project scope is defined and controlled. So, this plan describes how the project scope will be defined, validate, or you can say control throughout the product life cycle. So, in project uh, plan scope management, we will develop the scope statement. Scope statement means the to define the specific deliverables and work required for the project. So, the scope statement helps clarify the goals and avoid the misunderstandings. After that, we will make the work breakdown structure. You can see here. So the WPS or work breakdown structure means decompose the product deliverables into smaller, manageable tasks. The WPS helps to track progress, allocate resources, and ensure that all work is completed. Here you can see we have here the plan scope management. So here we have the actually key outputs for these of the plan scope management. Number one, you can see we have here the scope management plan. So scope management plan actually you can say is the outline outlines the procedure for managing scope uh, changes or and controlling scope creep throughout the project life cycle. Second, scope statement. Scope statement actually is a comprehensive document that defines the project's specific objectives, deliverables, and work required. So after that, we have work breakdown structure. So work breakdown structure. In a work breakdown structure, we will break the project into smaller and more manageable work packages. Next, we have the collect requirements. So, collect requirement is the process of identifying and documenting stakeholders' needs and expectations. So, it helps to ensure that the product delivers the expected outcome. So, you can see stakeholder input, so interview, focus group, survey, or workshops. Stakeholder inputs means the interview, focus group, survey, or workshop with the key stakeholders to gather their needs, expectations, and priorities. Next, we have here the requirement traceability matrix (RTM). So, RTM, we can say it's a tool. And so, this tool helps to track requirements throughout the project and ensure that they are fulfilled at each stage. Here we have the key outputs for the collect requirements. Number one, you can see here we have requirement documentation, then requirement traceability matrix. So requirement documentations, you can see a detailed record of all stakeholder needs and the expectations. Then RTM is a tool that is very helpful to track the requirements throughout the entire project to confirm that they are fulfilled. Next, we have defined scope. So Uh, in this step, the project manager defined the detailed scope of project, which specifies the work required and its boundaries. So it helps to eliminate any misunderstanding or disrupts later in the project. So in scope management, we will define the scope boundaries. Okay, so scope boundaries actually in scope boundaries we will define what is included and excluded from the project. Next, we will work on the acceptance criteria. So, acceptance criteria define the specific condition that must be met for deliverables to be accepted by the project sponsor or the customer. We have the key outputs for the scope. So number one, you can see we have here the detailed scope statement. Detailed scope statement is a document that defines the work required, boundaries, and the criteria for deliverables. Second, scope baseline. So Scope baseline actually is the approved version of the product scope statement, WPS, and the WPS dictionary. After that, we have create work breakdown structure, WBS. The work breakdown structure breaks the entire project into smaller, manageable components or work packages. So it helps project teams to organize tasks and estimate cost and manage the project. Okay, so uh, under WPS, we will define the WBS dictionary. Okay, so in a WBS dictionary, we will provide the detailed description of each WBS component, including the scope, resources, and responsibilities. After that, we will create the WBS levels. So WBS levels means the organized task into different levels. So organizing our organized task into different levels to ensure comprehensive planning. So here we have the key outputs of the WPS. Number one, WPS, a visual tool that break down the entire project into manageable tasks. Then we have here the WBS dictionary. So it provides the detailed description of each WBS components. After that, we have a plan schedule management. Plan schedule management defines how the project schedule will be created, managed, and controlled throughout the project life cycle. So, in plan schedule management, we will define the schedule management plan. So, schedule management plan describes the processes, tools, and techniques used to manage the schedule. Then, under the plan schedule management, we will work on the time estimation. So, under time estimation, we will determine the time needed for each task and identify the dependencies between them. Here we have the project plan schedule management outputs. Number one is the you can see here we have here the time time estimation. Okay, so time estimation means the estimate the time needed for each task based on the complexity and resources. So next we have the sequence activities. In sequence activities in this section, we will work on the process involves to identify the dependencies between tasks and determining the order in which activities should be completed. So here we will define the dependencies. You can see here, identifying the relationship between the tasks. So dependencies means the identifying finish to start, start to start, finish to finish, and the start to finish relationships of the task in our project. Then sequence under the sequence activities, we will work on the network diagram. So network diagram create a visual representation of task relationship and the dependencies to plan and manage workflow of the project. So here we have the you can say key outputs under the sequence activities. First, you can see we have here the project network diagram, then activity list. Project network diagram shows the task dependencies and relationship. So, second, activity list, a list of tasks along with their expected start and finish dates. Next, we have the estimate activity duration. So, in this process, the product team estimate how long each task will take based on the resources availability, task complexity, and external factors. So, under an estimate activity duration, we will use the expert judgment. It means the use of the expert experience for the duration estimate. So, expert judgment. Is based on your experience. Okay, so after that we have historical data. Historical data means it refer to the past projects for duration estimation. Next, we have the here outputs, key outputs for the estimate activity duration. That is the the historical data, activity duration estimation. Okay, so expected, actually, it is the expected time frame for each task based on the past experience or data. After that, we have here develop schedule. So developing the project schedule involves creating a timeline based on task duration, dependencies, and milestones. So under develop schedule, we will work on the critical path. So in the critical path, is the you can say is the project management methodology, and it is used to identify the longest sequence of tasks that must be completed on time for the project to finish as planned. Under a developed schedule, we will have the Gantt chart. Gantt chart actually is the visual timeline of task duration and dependencies. So Gantt chart actually create a visual timeline that shows the task duration and the dependencies of the project. Here we have the key outputs for the developed schedule. Number one, you can see we have here the project schedule, then a schedule baseline. So project schedule is a comprehensive timeline showing the task, duration, and milestones of the project. Then a schedule baseline, you can say the approved version of the project schedule. So next we will work on the plan cost management. The plan cost management is the process to define how project cost will be planned, managed, and controlled. Under plan cost management, we will work on the cost management plan that will describe how to plan, monitor, and control project cost. Okay, so next we will work on the estimating cost. So uh, under estimating cost or estimation cost, we will work to determine the cost associated with the project activities and resources. After that, after that we have here the key outputs for the plan cost management. That is the cost management plan. Then a cost baseline. Cost management plans describe how cost will be controlled, and cost baseline means the time phased budget used to monitor and cost control cost. Next, we have here the estimate cost. Uh, Under this process, we will work uh, on the estimating the financial resources needed for each activity, and we will work on the cost estimation, and we will apply different cost estimation techniques, like the analogous estimation, parametric estimation, or a bottom up estimation to estimate the cost. So then we will have the contingency reserves as well. So actually, contingency reserves includes reserve funds for the unexpected cost, means a risk or any other unexpected things. So next we have the key outputs. Number one, we have cost estimate. So that is the projected cost for each activity or work package. Okay, so then we will work on the determining budget. So after estimating the cost, the budget is created by aggregating the individual cost estimates. Okay, so under a determining budget, we will work on the funding requirements that calculate the total cost for each phase and identify how funds will be allocated across the project. Okay. Then we will have the cost baseline. Okay, so a time phased budget used to track and control project cost. So here we have the key outputs after determining the budget, project budget, then cost baseline. Uh, Project budget is the overall cost of the project, and Cost baseline is the, you can say, time phased budget used to track spending. Okay. Next, we have here the plan quality management. So, in this section, we will work on the plan quality management that involves to identify the quality standards relevant to the product and defining how these standards will be achieved. Okay, so we will also work on the quality matrix. Okay, so under quality matrix, we will define the measurable criteria that the product and deliverable must meet. Then we will have the quality assurance. So we will develop here the process to continuously monitor and ensure quality throughout the product life cycle. So next we will have the plan quality management key outputs. Number one is the quality management plan. Then second one is the quality matrix. Okay. So after that, we have plan resource management. Resource management includes planning for the free and manpower, material, and machinery that will be required to complete the project done. Okay, so under plan resource management, we will define the resource breakdown structure (RBS). Actually, under RBS, we will categorize the resources into levels to make it easier to manage them. Okay, so we will also work on the resource calendars. Means we will develop the schedule for when specific resources will be available. Okay. So then we will have here. You can see we will have the key outputs, resource management plan, then resource breakdown structure. After that, we will work on the plan risk management. Risk management ensures that risks are identified early, assessed for their potential impact, and plan for effectively. Okay, so under plan risk management process, we will develop the risk management plan that describe the processes for identifying, assessing, and responding to risk. Okay. Then we will have the risk register. Risk register, you can say, is a list of all identified risk and their attributes. Next, we will have the key outputs for the plan risk management. First one is the risk management plan. Then second one is the risk register. Risk management plan defines the approach to identify, assess, and responding to risk. Then risk register, you can see a list of the identifier risk and their attributes. After that, we have here the plan procurement management. For projects, uh, we need the external suppliers. Procurement planning ensures that necessary resources are acquired on time and within budget. So under plan procurement, we will work on the procurement strategy. Okay, so we will define. We will decide whether goods or services will be purchased or which procurement method will be used. Okay, under project strategy. Then we will have the procurement documents. So we will draft the documents such as the RFP. RFP actually is the request for proposal or contract. Next, we will have the outputs, key outputs, procure management plan, then procurement documents. Then we will work on the plan stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement involves identifying the best way to engage stakeholders, manage their expectations, and involve them in a decision making. So, under plan stakeholder management, we will work on the stakeholder engagement plan. So, stakeholder engagement plan actually identifies key stakeholders and define how to communicate and manage their involvement throughout the project life cycle. So then we will develop the here we will have, you can see, the stakeholder engagement that will be the key output of plan stakeholder engagement. Under stakeholder engagement plan, we will list down our outlines how stakeholders will be engaged, communicate with the during the project. Next, we have the conclusion. So here you can see conclusion, comprehensive phase in project management. So let me add something more here. So the project planning phase is the most comprehensive phase in project management. It lays the groundwork for successful execution by defining the scope, scheduling, resources needs, budget, risks, quality, procurement, and stakeholder engagement strategies. So, a well documented and robust project plan significantly enhance the likelihood of achieving the project's objectives on time, within scope, and on budget. So, this was the overview of project planning phase. So, I hope everything is clear related to the project planning phase. So, thank you so much for watching this video. See you on the next video.